Hey, Heal Squad, Samantha again. Listen, I've been seeing this on the TikTok streets and I just want to talk about it. I just had to come and talk about these coffee dates, okay? But before I get into what I think, I want to hear from you down below. Let me know if you're okay with a coffee date or if you're not. I know some women say they feel like coffee dates are low effort, but I just want to talk about what I saw on TikTok as a clinical therapist. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we talk about all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Samantha. I'm a licensed therapist and coach specifically for women. So I saw on TikTok a beautiful young lady saying, I saw the original video of her saying, he asked me on a coffee date. I told him no thank you. I went and got myself something to eat. And I saw it the first time, and I scrolled because I'm like, oh, okay, cool, right? Then I see it again, but this time it's blown up. And I'm like, what's going on? And I look and I read the comments, and I was really disgusted with some of the comments to this young lady about her dating standard. Okay, here I did a video on why every woman should date selfishly, and I'll be sure to put that up here so you can watch it just in case you haven't. But I think there needs to be a broader conversation about coffee dates, right? And not just a coffee date, but just dating in general. Because if you are OG in this channel, you know that I encourage you as a woman that you should teach whatever man or you're dating how to treat you. If you don't like a coffee date, that's fine. Then don't go. And the other thing is, if you get off your job at 5 o'clock, who going on a coffee date at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 6 o'clock in the afternoon? For what? You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I feel like the request was inappropriate for the time of day, first of all, okay? The other thing is, I've seen men try to offer, whether it's a coffee date or going to, Applebee's. Remember the conversation about Applebee's? They do this because they're trying to test the woman. Instead of doing their healing work and presenting to dating as a healed and whole person, whatever trauma or drama they had in their previous relationship, what they're trying to do is to make you then jump through hoops. So I know I do therapy with men. I don't do coaching with men. But there have been times in therapy where I'm doing therapy and he'll be like, well, I need to make sure she just don't want me for my money. But then it's like, the type of caliber of woman that you're dating, don't you think that's insulting to ask her for coffee? You see her. You see her hair's done, her nails done. You know where she works because y'all are in the same circle. So you know she has a high paying job. You see the car she drives, and then you want to offer her coffee. That woman probably don't really take herself for coffee because she probably got a coffee bar at home with all the fixes and everything she wants. It just boggles my mind. And for women, something that I want you to be aware of is, don't let a man attempt to test you in dating. That's especially early on in dating. It really shouldn't be, period. But early on in dating, he's trying to throw out these little tests to see if he can judge your character, and then they get triggered and upset when you say, no, I don't really want any coffee. I mean, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't want any coffee. Or even in the middle of the day, right? I don't want any coffee. That leads me to the next thing that I saw. A lot of people were triggered by her decision to not go on a coffee date. And that made me think about a few things. First of all, as a social worker, we have you can look it up. It's called the NASW Code of Ethics. Social workers have the most extensive code of ethics as it relates to any helping professional, okay? But something, when I was in undergrad, I went to Savannah State University, whoop, whoop, is they talk to us a lot about self-determination. Self-determination. And that our clients have the right to self-determination. One thing that I noticed, especially on these internet streets, is that everybody feels like they can have a say in your dating life. Now, of course, when you create content, when you put yourself out there, of course, people are going to have an opinion. I get it. But there has to be a place where we come back and we move back and we look at somebody and we say, you know what, that's their right to do that. If she doesn't want to go on a coffee date, fine. She doesn't want to go on a coffee date. I don't see anything wrong with it, but if that's not what she likes, then that's fine. That's not what she likes. And let it be. But to get on line and see somebody say, this is not what I like, and then attempt to tear them down, that to me, that was very mind-blowing. And I believe that happens because there is a dehumanization as it relates to people online. We don't feel like that person is flesh and blood, even though they are. That's a real human being. People get desensitized because they see people through a screen. And so often they feel like they can talk to a person any kind of way or say whatever they want to. I did a video, 10 things I would never do again in a relationship, right? In dating. And I remember some of the comments I got from men, some married, some not. You know, one man told me, you might as well get a dog and an X toy, put an S in front of the X, right? Because ain't no man gonna want to be with you and you da da da. Because this is the thing, some unhealthy men don't feel like women, or have been taught and conditioned that women don't have boundaries. And so they feel like, especially when a woman starts speaking about her standard, that triggers them. Because how dare you present and have standards? How dare you present and have a preference? How dare you try to set the tone for the relationship? And it's like, we got one life to live. You don't get to pick your family, but you do get to pick your forever partner. And I think that's missing. I think when people see this, women online talking about what they like and what they don't like and how they want to be treated, unhealthy men get triggered by that. How dare you? How dare you have a standard? How dare you have a preference? How dare you try to teach me how to love you? No, you were created for me. So whatever I want, it's about me. No, it's not. And ladies, okay, ladies, please, please, please vocalize your standards. Vocalize your boundaries. Please do that. Don't feel like you just have to go along. When we are, and this is what I teach, especially if you're new here, this is what I teach. I teach about getting to know a man as a friend, then moving from friendship to romance. Because companion love is the love that lasts the longest. It's not romantic love. It's people who are able to be each other's friend that last. But when we get caught up in, oh, this person, she don't want a coffee date, or she don't want to go to Applebee's, and people want to get triggered, and then they want to attack, especially online. If you dating a man, you need to be checking, what is he doing online? Don't be worried about the Instagram model that he like. See if he's disrespectful and rude to women online. I know a lot of women like, oh, he be over there liking the Instagram photos. Da, da, da. Yeah, but you also need to check to see how he treats women online, especially women he's not attracted to. Because it also led to them attacking her weight. It also led to them attacking her look. And because they didn't deem that she was attractive, there's this idea of, well, if I don't feel like you're attractive, then you should just get what you get. Like, you should be happy. Oh, you overweight? Oh, well, you should be happy that a man was offered to take you on a coffee date. Since when is that okay? Like, since when do we look at somebody? Now, I've said this before, you don't let no man rate you who didn't create you. So since when do we look at somebody and be like, oh, they deserve this, or we don't determine somebody's worth. And so then to attack the young lady based off of her appearance because she weighs a certain amount, or her skin color, or her aesthetic, and then I was flabbergasted, I'll use that word, about the women, some women, and how they were coming at her too. Oh, you need to be happy that somebody even asked you out. You coming online acting like you get people asking you out all the time. I can look at you and tell that nobody, like, the cruelty of it. Have we got to the place that we just so cruel? A woman says, I don't want a coffee date. And it goes from, okay, she don't want a coffee date, which is her preference. She has the right to self-determination, to, oh, you overweight and your color. And I've had the same thing happen again. I've had the same thing happen to me. When I did the video on about jealous, well, pretty women are jealous. Oh, why is it that 6 or 7s always talk about people being jealous of them? I don't see that for 9 or 10s. Who they talking to? Who they calling a 6 or 7? Who is that? Okay, baby, I'm not even on your little regular scale. Okay, topped it off the charts. But like, listen, all I want to say is, whether you want a coffee date or not, that's up to you, ladies. You decide what your dating experience should look like. You decide that. If a man is offering something and that's not what you want, that's cool. That doesn't make him a bad man. That doesn't make you a bad woman for not wanting it. Don't let people online bully you into a dating experience that you don't want. And a lot of women that I work with have been married before and they're now divorced. And they are able to look back in their dating experience and say, there were some things that I accepted that I shouldn't have. And let's be for real. If you don't like coffee dates and this man said you want to go to coffee and you're like, no, I don't. And he was like, well, why not? And you'd be like, well, okay, I'll go. He's going to keep chipping away at your boundaries. It starts small. It doesn't start big. And women, you need to realize that in order for your boundaries to be respected, you have to teach people to respect your boundaries. You have to be serious about your boundaries, because as soon as you give in as it relates to your boundaries, then you've taught that person, oh, she don't respect herself. So yes, she'll say, no, she don't want to go to coffee date, or no, she don't want to go to Applebee's. But if I put some pressure on her, she will. If I guilt trip her, she will. If I manipulate her, she will. No, if you don't want a coffee date, don't go to a coffee date. If you don't want to go to Applebee's, don't go to Applebee's. And well, what's wrong with Applebee's? I don't eat there. I like to go to Papados. I like to go to Carrabba's. I don't like to go to Applebee's. And don't let these men be out here trying to test you, have you jumping through hoops because they haven't done their healing work. You know what? The next time a man asks you to go to a coffee date or go and do something and you sense in yourself because you have intuition and we listening to our intuition, you let that man know, hey, you haven't said this to me, but it appears that there's some healing work that you need to do, because it seems like you're attempting to make me jump through hoops, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to jump through hoops to prove to you my worth, because that's what it boils down to. Them attempting to make you jump through a hoop to prove that you're worthy. And then, because this is the other thing. Who are the people? Ruth Chris got a $55 deal. I saw Benny Hanna's got a $39 deal. Outback got, like, there's so many places that you can go to have great conversation, to get to know each other. Don't accept a man attempting to test you. And they test you in multiple ways. But this whole let's go on a coffee date, that's a test. That's a test. Unless he's like, hey, I'm up here working at Starbucks. If you want to come up here while I'm working, and this is not the first date. We've been dating for a while. If you want to come up here and keep me some company and we work together, we co-work, that's cool. Okay, cool. Cool. But a first date in the afternoon, and I'm in Georgia, okay? Baby doll, it's been set on 99.9999999 hot. You think if a man asks me, you would go out in the heat? I'm not trying to get no, I don't even care if it's iced coffee. I'm not going out there to get no coffee, especially in the afternoon. Oh, baby, it's dinner time. And I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. So I'm about to be on this caffeine and can't go to bed. Like, the logic of it all. But I feel like I know everybody has the right to self-determination. You have the right to determine what your dating experience looks like. You have some input, you have some say. It's not a matter of a man asks you out and then whatever he wants to do, you do it. Do you see the misogyny in that? Do you see the misogyny in that? Is it just me? Let me know down below if it's just me. But this is Healed to Be Sexy. I want to hear from you. Do you go on coffee dates or not? How did you feel about the whole situation? Let me know down below in the comments. I love you so much.